guys, my name is Victoria Pavlov. I'm the Photoshop artist. Welcome to my studio. Today we will talk about brushes in Adobe Photoshop. We will start with a basic Adobe Photoshop brush and we will finish with something unique, your custom brush. So guys, let's jump. I have opened Adobe Photoshop and also I have created my simple document. Also, you can see that I have expanded brush settings panel just for better preview for you. Now, I will click on hard round brush in a brushes panel. It's default Photoshop brush. And as you can see in a brush settings panel, this brush is very simple. Before we will start modifying this brush, I would like to bring your attention to this. In the options bar, you can see that we have opacity and flow options. Now opacity is equal 100%, same is flow. If I will apply simple brush stroke using default setting, just like that, you can see that I have a very simple brush stroke. Equal colors, no transparency, just simple brush. If we will bring down flow value in the options brush, flow value of our brush, and I will apply same brush stroke, you can see that we have same simple brush stroke, but we have transparency going on at the sides of our brush stroke. If I will bring down opacity of same brush, you can see that we have same brush stroke but with a lot of transparency. I will show to you a few more differences. Let me bring everything back to 100% opacity and flow. Using this brush, I will create very simple brush stroke just like that. And now I will apply another brush stroke on top of the first one, just like that. And as you can see, nothing is happened, so we don't have any difference in transparency of colors or texture or anything like that. We have same brush stroke. If I will bring down flow value to example 53% and I will apply simple brush stroke, we don't have a lot of difference. But if I will apply another brush stroke, no difference at all. But let me bring up flow back to 100%. And now guys, I will bring down opacity value to 55 and I will apply this simple brush stroke just like that. First of all, changing opacity value, you're changing your color. So as you can see now, we don't have this bright white color, red color, I'm sorry. So we have difference in colors. And if I will apply another brush stroke on top of this brush stroke, you can see that our brush strokes overlapping each other. So now I have kind of different effect applied to my brush strokes. Do I like it? No, I don't. Believe or not, I'm very rare changing opacity of my brush. So I prefer to change opacity of my layer. Let me show to you. I will bring back to 100% opacity of my brush and I will apply a brush stroke using the same basic setting, just like that. If I would like to apply another brush stroke, just like that, and change intensity of this brush stroke, I will bring down opacity of my layer, just like that. So basically, in this case, I don't have overlapping effect between my 2 or 3 or 5 brush strokes. Again, this is with layer opacity change, just like that, and this is with brush opacity change. Guys, it's your choice, depends of your taste, depends of your type of painting, everything is up to you. My personal preference, I prefer to bring down opacity of my layer. So let's hide all these layers, and I will create a new empty layer. So now I have a same hard round brush with basic setting. Let's first of all click on shape dynamics, just like that. And here, guys, we have many different options to modify our brush. I can go through every single slider, and I can talk with tech language, but it will be too complicated because in a real world you will not remember all terminology. If I never paying attention to some specific settings. So, example, if I change my brush today with some specific setting, I will not apply same setting to my another brush tomorrow, because everything depend on my project, depend on my brush. What I'm doing is, so have same brush. First of all, guys, I will change control to pen pressure because I'm always using a tablet. I'm always using a vacuum tablet. You can use any tablet you can afford. And as you can see, when I specified a pen pressure from off to I specify shape dynamic control from off to pen pressure, we change a setting of our brush. We change a shape of our brush. Now, I will move a size jitter just a little bit to the right, and as you can see, my brush starts changing. We have kind of a wavy effect around our brush, and you don't need to remember exact all numbers. Just move your sliders and you will see live preview in this beautiful window, just like this. Now I will change minimum diameter, just like that. And as you can see, I can clearly preview everything in real time. So if I will move my slider to the right, I don't like this effect. So I will move my minimum diameter slider all the way to the left. Same with angle jitter. I will switch control from off to pen pressure again, because I'm using a vacuum tablet all the time. And I will start moving my sliders. And when I'm moving my sliders, I'm paying attention to this window. Same with roundness jitter. I will switch to pen pressure and I will move my sliders. And now, guys, now you can see huge difference. We kind of starting feeling what our custom brush will looks like. Just like this, minimum roundness, just like this, and I love it. Now I'm happy with shape dynamics, and I will switch to scattering. Just simply click on scattering tab, and when you will click on this tab, you will automatically check this box and you will be redirected to scattering workspace. Here in controls, I will switch again from off to pen pressure, and I will start moving my sliders. If I will move scatter slider, I will apply dramatic change to my brush. Now I have kind of maybe more a beautifully shaped brush, just like wave. I can use this shape of this brush for my landscape painting, for ocean, for the sky, maybe for kind of autumn trees, something like that. But for me, maybe it's a little bit more than I wanted, so I will bring down a percentage of my scatter and count. Let's count how many scatters we would like to see in our brush. If I will move my slider all the way to the right, I'm kind of illuminating a wavy effect in my brush because I'm applying a lot of scatters to this brush. If I will move count brush somewhere in the middle, I have very nice and elegant shapy effect in my brush. Same with count jitter. I will switch from off to pen pressure just like that, and I will move my slider just slightly to the right, and I'm happy with this workspace. I'm happy with my scattering. Simply click on texture tab and you will be redirected to texture workspace. Here guys, you can apply different texture to your brush. If you will click on this arrow icon, you will be able to choose different texture from this drop down menu. Let's click on this beautiful green texture. It's like summery or springy. So let's click on it, and now we apply the texture to our brush, but we need to modify a few settings. First of all, if you will click on this invert box, this will help you to invert the high and low points in the texture. So the lightest point in this texture will receive a less paint. The highest point in this texture, darker point, will receive the most paint. So it's up to you. Also, you can change scale. And again, guys, everything is up to you. When you move each slider, just pay attention to this beautiful and magical window, and you will be able to preview how your brush looks in real time. So you can apply a brightness, contrast, everything you like. Now, let's talk about texture each tip. This I already specified, so it's highlighted, it's selected, and I will switch mode. So first of all, why you need to specify texture each tip? That means when you apply brush stroke, texture will be applied not to entire brush stroke from the beginning. Texture will be applied all the way along with your brush stroke, so you will have more texture effect, more interested effect applied to each brush stroke. So again, everything is up to you. Mode, you can change a blending mode of your texture. Everything is up to you. And again, if you will switch a blending mode, you can preview what you will have. Look at this overlay. With overlay blending mode, you can see you will have no texture, visual texture. It will be like you will have texture, but not so obviously. If you switch to darken, you will see that you have very beautiful texture applied to your brush. So again, guys, everything is up to you. You can switch to different blending mode. Let's click on multiply. I like multiply. And now, guys, when I switch a blending mode of my texture, I can modify even more scale, brightness. Look at this brightness and contrast. So guys, look at this. Everything is up to you. I like kind of this effect. Perfect. A depth jitter. Again, guys, always switch control from off to pen pressure, because I expect from you, so you will be using Wacom, because using tablet is very important. It's actually necessary in any digital workflow. So after I applied different settings to my brush in texture workspace, maybe I will modify more my brush. I will change more scale, brightness. Look at ends of my brush. If I will move brightness slider, I'm changing it. Look at this. So if I will change it more to the right, I have more transparency, more elegant effect applied to my brush. Look at this. Perfect. Now guys, let's click on a dial brush. We can use two brushes in one brush. Why? Just because using two brushes we will have very beautiful effect applied to our brush. It's very helpful in your hair painting workflow, in a landscape workflow, with trees painting, with grass painting, with the sky painting, with our beautiful clouds painting. Using two brushes in one dial brushes is very, very important. You can choose any brush you like. So let's use something with more details. Let's click on this one. And again, guys, you can use any brush you like. After you specify your setting a brush, you can change setting of this brush. Look at this. And again, move your sliders and pay attention to this magic window. Just like that, and we dramatically changing our brush, just like that. Perfect. Now let's click on color dynamics, just like that. And here again, color dynamics helps you to apply effect to your color effect to your brush. With a color dynamics help, you will apply a double color to your brush. And again, this is very helpful in your hair painting workflow, in your nature or trees painting workflow, or sky, or I don't know, grass. Using two colors in same paintbrush will help a lot. So after you will switch to color dynamics workspace, you need to click on apply per tip. In this case, you will apply color dynamic effect per tip. Also, you need to specify percentage between foreground and background jitter. I always specifying about 50% equal percentage, and during my workspace, some specific workspace, I'm changing this percentage depend of my workflow. And again, guys, we will switch control from off to pen pressure because we are using a tablet. And here you can specify all settings, all sliders in any way you like. Now guys, now let's talk about transfer. If you will click on this tab, you will be redirected to transfer workspace. I love this option. I love this workspace because using changing transfer setting, we are changing our brush dramatically. First of all, we will move opacity jitter. Look at this. Moving to the left or to the right helps dramatically change our brush. Just look at this. Just moving one slider will dramatically changing our brush. And again, we will switch control from off to pen pressure. And we will change a flow of jitter. Just everything up to you guys, but again, pay attention to this magical window and you will be able live preview everything you are doing. We will switch control from off to pen pressure one more time, and we will move minimum slider once again. Again, guys, everything is up to you. Now we can click on a brush pose, and here guys, you can change anything you like. I can't tell for sure what you want to change. It's up to you. It's your art, it's your vision, it's your imagination. Everything is up to you. It's your world, so everything is possible, and Photoshop gives you all necessary control to create your perfect brush for your art. I'm very rare touching noise option, so I will not specify it, but let's specify wet edges. If you will click on wet edges, you will apply wet edges to your brush. You will have more watercolor effect applied to your brush. Again, it's up to you. And now let's talk about smoothing. Before we will talk about smoothing option in the brush settings panel, I would like to bring your attention to the options bar. As you notice, smoothing option is disabled right now. Why? Because in the options bar, smoothing option disabled when you not specified a smoothing option in your brush settings panel. Just look, I will click on smoothing and voila, now I'm able to change value of my smoothing in the options bar. If I will bring drop down, click on drop down menu, I will be able to change smoothing value using moving this slider. How far you can go? Be honest with you, if you will move your smoothing slider all the way to the right, it's 100%. It's 100%, and using 100% value for your smoothing will slow down your brush. So usually I'm using 100% smoothing value for my symmetry painting. In this case, I have all control over my brush. A brush moves slowly, and I have ability to change everything just on a go. Usually my smoothing value is not more than 14%. But again, everything is up to you. Now I will specify my smoothing value to 11%. Next to smoothing option value, we have smoothing options. Smoothing options is very important in any painting workflow. Let me show to you. If you will click on pull string mode and you will start paint, you will see that you kind of are pulling your brush just like that. You are pulling it. And it's good again with symmetry painting. I'm using this option with my symmetry painting workflow. If you will switch to stroke catch-up, you will start applying your brush stroke and you will stop. When you will stop, your brush will catch at the point when you stopped. If you will switch to catch up on stroke end, just like that, your brush will stop applying paint at the same moment when you will release your brush, your pen or your mouth, depend on what you are using. So my favorite setting is a stroke catch-up, just like that. Sometimes I'm specifying both, but I don't think it's make any difference. So my favorite setting is stroke catch-up. And now guys, let's see what we are created. I will increase the size of my brush and look at this. Guys, this is our brush we just created. Look at this. If I will change color, foreground and background color, example like this, just like that. Guys, look at this. We just created it with you, and we started with simple hard round brush, and we finished with this beautiful brush. Now we can save our new brush. How? Just very simple. In the brushes panel, click on create new brush, just like that. Rename this brush. I will rename it YouTube, just like that, and I will click OK. And here I have my new brush. So guys, this is what I wanted to share with you today. You have unlimited possibilities to create millions brushes in Photoshop, and the best part, you can start with default boring Photoshop brush and finish with something this beautiful and unique. So guys, this is what I wanted to share with you today. If you have any questions, just ask. I will be more than happy to answer to any of your questions. Guys, I hope I described everything in easiest way. I'm always trying to create tutorial in easiest way. So I want you just jump and start creating something after my tutorials. So this is my goal. And again, if you have any questions, just ask. I will be more than happy to answer to any of your questions. Super appreciated of all your support. Thank you guys. Thank you guys, and I will see you later. Bye.